hanging out with Andrew McMahon. Oh, wait. I screwed up my own sound effects. There we go.
You mean you screwed up the real people that were clapping?
The real humans that are here live clapping. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us and sit and wait and come to our little corner of 101X Fundum. And I'm super excited to talk to you at this point in my radio career because you sort of kind of began my radio career. One of the first songs I played in junior college on KACV FM in Amarillo, Texas was "Well, I woke up in a car."
Oh, really?
I sang that terribly, but yeah, it was a something corporate song in 2001. I want to say 2002.
2002, yeah.
And you've had such a journey as an artist, just doing all sorts of different stuff. So what brings you here now to South by Southwest? What incarnation?
Well, other than the fact that I love being at South by Southwest. I got a record coming out at the end of March, and so we're
Perfect
rolling
timing.
around and playing new music and shaking hands and going to see shows. And yeah, it's great. I landed 2 hours ago, and I've got 3 drinks in me, and life is good.
Oh, that's a very South by thing to do. Just straight off the plane to a party. Couple of drinks,
just hanging out, doing the thing.
Yeah, I dropped my suitcase off, and here we are.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you here too because I also have like a little memory of you in a different way. I used to really like all of those Punk Goes Acoustic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You were definitely on one of those for me for Jack's Mannequin, and I listened to that song quite a bit. And it's just really cool experience to have you here and have you at South by. When was the last South by you attended? You were.
I have no memory
whatsoever.
Which it could have been last year. No. I mean, some of my fondest memories of South by were we launched Jack's Mannequin out of South by Southwest.
Yeah.
So like 2005, it was like kind of our big coming out party. Like I had not told anybody that I was starting a new band, and we just sort of showed up and played subsequently. I mean, probably every year after that for a few years. So it's a big part of my history, and I'm kind of excited to be here to launch a new record as a part of my South by Southwest, experience.
I will say the music aspect this year, and even with the film, does seem to get some of its life back because I think for years the interactive portion had started taking over. You had the Mega Doritos vending machine, like it had become a big thing, which is fine.
I missed that. I wasn't here for that year.
It's okay. That's part of it. But last year and then definitely this year, I've seen less, especially with everything happening in the interactive portion with banks failing and layoffs.
Oh boy,
let's not laugh about that. Sorry, my bad.
The fun thing. Sorry.
The mega day parties that really eclipse what South by have kind of seem to take a backseat, and I'm actually hearing and seeing people that are more excited about just actually going and seeing music and doing that and discovering bands. And when you're here, is that something you also try to do? Is get out, go and discover something you haven't? Or
totally, yeah. I mean, I think the beauty of this whole thing, especially as an artist who's here, is you get to kind of roll around and see what's out there on offer. So we'll be moving around town all week, just trying to sneak into whatever party they'll let us into, whatever new music we can see.
And I bet that, walking around town, it's crazy because you see so many people, and I bet you've probably already gotten recognized a little bit, or you will, even though you've only been here for 2 hours.
The flight from LA was actually all of a sudden you're like high-fiving with all these people
That's
I've worked with over the years. It was really kind of cool. It's like, oh yeah, I remember this is
what this feels like.
This is what and I mean, and speaking to what you were saying earlier, it's like that's how I remember South by. It was just like it was a street party where you could get in a little bit of trouble, but usually not enough trouble for real trouble.
It's not full Vegas where it's like we don't, the secrets are kept here. You can bring a couple of the secrets home with you.
Yeah. But no, I mean I've seen a bunch of people and ran into a bunch of people already, and like I said, only been here 2 hours, so it's going to be a fun week.
I love that you just jump-started it right off the plane on a Tuesday with us with some drinks. What are you going to be doing this week? Where are you playing? Where can we see you, hear you, so on and so forth?
Yeah, so tomorrow night I'm doing the C3 showcase over at Antone's, which I'm super excited about. I'm going to be.
Have you been to the venue before? To
yeah,
Antone's?
yeah. I was actually talking to these guys. I think I have like an old Jack's Mannequin bootleg from a show that we did there in like 2008.
Cool.
You know, so it's gonna be
It's a
be
4th
awesome.
Street location.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome coming back there. And then we're doing a few other things. I think. I mean, I'm allowed. Yeah, right. I think we're doing a Paste showcase tomorrow, or a few songs over there. We're gonna do some stuff over at the Jam in the Van, I think, and then I'm doing a panel discussion for is it for the Grammy with Taylor Hanson of all things. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
I learned earlier today that Hanson was discovered at South by Southwest.
Dude, I love those guys.
I did not
It's
know
a
that.
good place to be, huh?
I met them way later in life, and they hosted like a writing retreat down in El Paso that I went to in like, I don't know, 2015 or 16, and I love those dudes. And when they invited me, they're like, you know, we were talking about moderators, like, well, Taylor Hanson might be available. I was like, get Taylor, let's do it. So yeah, it should be fun.
Now, they're an artist that I feel like you would say when it comes to writing, they're obviously talented, creative musically, but probably get pigeonholed by one song. How do you, as someone who has, again, had many incarnations, just amongst Emily and I, kind of keep trying to reach new fans or bridge the thing with older fans who are like, well, I like The Wilderness or I like Jack's Mannequin.
Right.
Like, what does that take for you to continue to create music, write songs, and try to the dumbest way to say it, just appeal to everyone, all your fans?
Well, I think for me, I mean, the thing that led to me starting something corporate, starting Jack's Mannequin, starting this project has always been about following my inspiration, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes you have to be willing to transform, and you have to be willing to
grow
change and evolve.
and
that's scary because sometimes you have to burn it all down to start over again, right? And I've been very fortunate that I've had fans that have stuck with me for 20 years, right? And I've had some of my biggest successes been on the Wilderness Project, and it's like, to me, I think you just have to, it's not about being fearless, because I roll with a lot of insecurity and a lot of fear. It's more identifying that and saying, like, you feel this, but are you looking for something new? And so that's about finding new collaborators and new people to work with. You know, I think if I repeated myself, I would get super bored and I wouldn't want to do it. So I'm really lucky that a lot of people have stayed on that journey with me, and new people hop on. It seems like every project. And,
I mean, how can they not? You're so nice.
And,
and you're talented.
Well, and then I tried the part of the goal with this project was that I could get on a stage and say, like, this is me. I've written all these songs and kind of house it in one place. Whereas I think when it was something corporate and Jack's Mannequin, it felt like I didn't want to play something corporate songs when I was playing Jack's Mannequin.
Yeah.
You know, and then when I started this project, it was like, no, I kind of want to be able to
bring all my babies.
Yeah, it's bring all of your little past selves onto the stage with you.
And it's like every show's a trip down memory lane for me, and it's also like a little road into the future, you know?
Very fun.
Love it.
So poetic.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to hang with us.
Yeah, my
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. Look forward to seeing you out and about, and make sure that you look for Bill Murray or Bill Nye the Science Guy. Apparently the two Bills are around.
You want all of the Bills to be around here.
I just want to be a part of one of those scenes where Bill Murray does something weird, like to me or my friends, like shows up at the party and just
the Zombieland effect, where he's just randomly there, and you're like, I didn't even know you're going to be on this street or in this movie.
He's such a hero of mine, so I will be looking for him.
Keep an eye out.
And Bill Nye too. I mean, I'll hang with Bill Nye.
The Bills
if
are
you're
out
listening,
South by.
let's do it.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes,
Everyone,
thank
give it up.
you. Woo!
Andrew, man.
Thanks, guys.